This is a Cessna Citation Encore, also referred to as a 560. It seats 11 passengers total. The aircraft burns on Jet A. As you can see, it's jet powered. It has 806 gallons total, 403 in each wing, and is powered by Pratt & Whitney 535A engines. In case of a fire, the best way to put a fire out would be to blast the intake of the aircraft, or intake of the engine, to get a fire out. So this is the main cabin door on the Citation series. To open the door, you push the left side of the handle, which extends the arm, and then you would pull down to the open position, and it's placarded on the door, and that would allow you to open the door to access the cabin. There is also a set of air stairs that can be folded down for entrance as well. Once you get inside the aircraft, you'll notice there's seating for 9 in the back and 2 crew members up front. To unbuckle the seat belts, you just push the lever on the handle here and the whole buckle will come out. There is a releasable shoulder harness as well, but in quick egress, it will come with the lap belt when it's covered. In a worst case scenario, just cut the belts. All right, to get the pilot or co-pilot out, there's a 5-point harness. On the lever here in the center of the mechanism, if you rotate counterclockwise, it releases the seat belts, all except the one that it's attached to, which is on the outside of the aircraft, and then that would make it where the pilot could be pulled out. I would be wearing a headset. If I had my headset on, please also remove the headset from my head as you're pulling my body out. Otherwise, the cord could get wrapped around my neck as I was being. If for some reason you needed to exit on the co-pilot side of the airplane, there is an emergency exit over here. You remove the cover. There's a big red handle that you would pull and turn. There's directions on the door itself here. This whole panel then would come in and then be thrown out the door to get it out of the way. But this is the emergency exit here. So this is the exterior portion of the emergency door on the co-pilot side of the aircraft. As you can see, the handle up here is the same as the normal crew door, where you'd push on the right side, which would extend the arm, pull that lever down where the arrow points. That would release the mechanism. The whole door then will fall in to the aircraft because it's wider than the door, than the window sill here. You'd have to rotate that door and then remove it to get it out of the way. So this is an Encore, so there are some additional battery disconnects that some of the other Citation series don't have. We do have a guarded battery disconnect, which is specific to the Encore and newer aircraft. That would disconnect the battery here from the cockpit.
You would switch it up?
You, pull the guarded switch up and then click the lever here to disconnect, which is up.
Okay.
The main battery is actually here. This is in the on position. This is the off position. It's a pull guarded switch. You have to pull it to actually switch positions. There is a down position, which actually is the emergency position, which reactivates the battery. So for this, the Citations, it needs to be in the middle off position. There's another standby battery down here. Up is on, middle is off, and then the bottom is test. So you would want this in the middle position to turn the emergency battery off. Linked to that, there is a passenger safety switch. This turns on certain equipment inside the fuselage, like lights and stuff in the back for the passengers. This would also want to be in the middle position because up or down actually has power. To cut the engines off, this is in the idle position. You have to pull these levers, this little hook on the side, and then that allows the power to go aft to cut off. And so that cuts off fuel to both engines. One more feature that this does have is you have emergency fire bottles up here on the glare shield. The white light would be armed if the aircraft detects a fire in either engine. If you see a white light armed, push that white light, it arms the fire bottle, lift the guarded switch, and this red light would be on, and you just depress that red button, which then blows the fire bottle if in case of an engine fire on the ground. On the floor, you'll notice there is a fire extinguisher here. on the adjacent to the co-pilot seat. In the very back of the aircraft, there's also a first aid kit and another fire extinguisher, and this is behind the very back seat prior to the lav door. So this is the nose baggage door on the co-pilot side. The door will normally be locked in a flight position, and inside this door there are brake accumulator emergency pneumatic pressure, and some Citations underneath the floor here have an oxygen tank. This, in the 560 series, it's actually in the tail, but a lot of the Citation series, it's here on the co-pilot side underneath the floor. So this is the aft baggage compartment that is below the jet engine on the pilot side of the aircraft. It's normally locked during flight. If it were unlocked, there's two latches that would drop this door down. Inside the compartment here, you'll see a battery. There's a disconnect on it that rotated counterclockwise will disconnect the battery. This is actually underneath a door that I have popped open. So if you had to access the door, there's 4 quick disconnect pins, and that is the battery panel. This airplane actually has a high capacity oxygen system. So the oxygen system is behind that aft firewall, aft wall in the baggage compartment, whereas some of them are in the front baggage. This is in behind the aft baggage.